Hi, it's Penny Robindance Drive Time Radio. Over the past few weeks, we have been chatting to Geejay Johnston about his new music venture, the Johnston Project. Today, Geejay will be talking about how he set about getting his vision into reality and the issues that have surrounded the project. Welcome to the show on this wet, rainy day.
It's nice to see you again, Penny. Yeah, the weather has been a bit damp to say the least. Thank you. Driving across town was rough this afternoon, as the roads have been flooded.
I have really enjoyed meeting you over the past few weeks. Please tell us how and why you decided to undertake a music project like the Johnston Project.
Gosh, sometimes I often think why I started the project, and a great question. It began several years ago when I became a bit disillusioned with music. I actually gave up playing for a while to give me time to reflect and think about my future in music. I still messed around and put a few outlines down as I love playing. It gave me time to sit back, go and watch other musicians and bands, and to center my thoughts into a new direction that actually reflected me personally.
We all come to those crossroads in life. What was the process you went through to get yourself to where you are now?
To be honest, it was a bit hit and miss. I didn't set out to establish a new direction on purpose. I took the time to sit and enjoy the experience of listening to the music I really loved. And over a period of time, the reasons I was dissatisfied with music became clear to me. See, my musical tastes have changed. Actually, they have grown with me over the years. I started out in 1969 with a few friends from school, and we have still kept in touch. The music we played was at the time, it was a blend of the Shadows instrumentals, mixed with some rock and roll, especially Elvis songs, as Craig the singer is a big Elvis fan. We called the band Blue Love. When Craig moved to Canada, and Jim Jam went on his travels, eventually settling in Belize, I went on to playing jazz fusion for a few years. During this period, my interest in the blues began to grow, but I was also impressed with the new wave rock bands that were appearing, a very guitar-orientated genre of music. I found myself in a Santana tribute band called Evil Ways. I really enjoyed this band. Santana is a great guitarist, and it pushed my guitar playing out of my comfort zone at the time. I also put together a couple of bands. One was a blues rock band, Step by Step. The singer Mike had a great voice and was a blues harmonica player. And a punk rock outfit called Freeway. We actually cut a couple of albums together. And Bridge Studios in Uxbridge asked us to cut a track for the studio's compilation album. The number we did was more a thrown together band from several of the bands that rehearsed there. It was my first professional cut. We called ourselves the John Band just for the album, the Bridge album. It was a time I actually met some great musicians, some well-known. It helped me make that step into the professional world of bands and live music.
That must have been a really interesting moment in your life. So did any of the bands you were in at the time actually do any professional work?
Yes, Penny, we had an agent, and began supporting bands like Hot Chocolate and Thin Lizzy. I also did some roadie work for The Who, and became friends with Stuart Blandemere from Poacher. He wrote that great country song Darlin', the Frankie Miller hit. He was also with the Q-Tips fronted by Paul Young. These bands were all relatively new at the time. It's great being part of this history, playing venues like the Greyhound, the Marquee, the Red Lion, London Road, and the Roundhouse. I also did some work with Terry Ellis, who founded Chrysalis Records, with Chris Wright. Another musician, the drummer Dave Duck Dowell, from Curly, was the drummer with Whitesnake in their early days and is on their first album. It seemed to be easier in the music industry back in those days. There didn't seem to be as many barriers to new artists like there are today.
So here we are today. Tell us what made you decide to create a new music project.
Yes, Penny. The main reason I was discouraged with music was going out to gigs at our local club and pub venues. All I keep seeing is bands playing the same covers, but with different lineups. It seemed that music had stagnated. But, now and again, a band that popped up doing original material, I really enjoy. I see so many local bands every week turn up to the venues and play the same cover songs as the band did the week before, and I will probably upset people now by saying badly banging out the same old and treating the gig as a paid rehearsal. Secondly, when interviewing new members for the Johnston Project, I get so many responses from players who tout around their own set list of these same covers, and all they want to do is get us to be their backing band. It really can be a bit heavy going at times. So back to why I decided to try and get a new project on the road. I was chilling out, loving music again. I was wondering what it is about these songs. It was without a doubt that they are acoustic and vocal led. I then advertised locally for musicians. Very successfully, we soon had a 6-piece electro-acoustic band who were happy to work with me on producing my work. As you know, Penny, we combined these originals with well-chosen covers. After a few months we were back out on stage performing, but due to people's real-life commitments it only lasted a few months. However, now I am working with my friend Kathy again, and we have Chris on lap slide guitar, and Rusty Steve on banjo and harmonica. The set is coming together, and we are now adding new material that helps showcase all the members of the band. We are all looking forward to getting the band on the road and showcasing our work. We have a very different sound. It's Americana, but with blues and bluegrass overtones.
I do love the electro-acoustic sound. It comes over very well on your new album, The Long Road Home. We are once again fighting the clock. Thank you so much for coming into the studio on Drive Time. Your story is inspiring, and we wish you every success with the Johnston project. Geejay Johnston.
Thank you so much, Penny. I have really enjoyed the experience and wish your Drive Time listeners a wonderful day.
We are Geejay Johnston and the Johnston Project. Thank you all for your support and listening to our music.
Rusty chains rattling in the wind's moan, carry me back to the